What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lotus Asahura, the one who never knows best, and today I'm bringing you some more Dragon Ball FighterZ rank matches, but for the first time ever in a ranked video, I guess, I'm joined by a very special guest, and that guest is none other than Arc System Works legend himself, Lord Knight. Say what's up to everybody for me.
What's going on, everybody?
That was mad delayed.
Back at it again with another video. What? No, yeah,
so basically, the reason why you're getting this video is because I was just explaining this to LK. I recorded some matches. I wasn't really feeling it. I wasn't really in my mojo. I felt like the commentary was kind of whack, and you know, it wouldn't be a big deal to scrap the video, except I kind of lost a fair bit in the video, and I'll be damned if anybody calls me out for trying to scrap footage for saying, hey bro, I beat Lotus and he didn't upload the matches. So I'm still gonna have the matches here because I don't care about showing my losses. I just really feel like the commentary was whack. So I figured it'd be better today to do post commentary, but instead of just talking to myself like I did in yesterday's video where I recorded with my mic being muted because I'm kind of stupid, I'd bring on a guest. And so yeah, so I think one of the first things I actually want to ask for your input on and see how you feel about it is one of the recent changes they made in this previous patch as it applies to ranked, and that is limiting it to first to two. Because personally, I hate this change, and I know you're not a huge ranked player. I mean, you started doing it for the content and such, you know, like myself, but I'm not a fan of it at all, both as a player and then especially as a YouTuber and a streamer. It's just like it's a huge pain. I don't know if you have any input on that though.
I mean, I actually think it's okay. Like, I get why people don't like it, you know? I actually am kind of cool with it. Like, Granblue, for instance, Granblue ranked is 2 out of 3.
Right.
So, and like, I'm a tournament player too, so a lot of times when I'm like pulling up to somebody I haven't played, like on rank, for instance, I am like really focused on the 2 out of 3 first, and then the 3 out of 5, and then if we keep playing, we keep playing.
As to be expected from a tournament player, because like usually tournament matches are first to two, so you're gonna have that mindset or perspective. Usually, I would assume going into it.
But I really do understand why people don't like it, and I'm surprised they kept it for so long. Because usually they switch it to 2 out of 3 while they're doing like a big update.
Yeah,
and then they switch it back.
Yeah, because this is like, I want to say at least the second or third time that this has happened, and I'm every single day I sit down and record. I'm hoping that, you know, something's gonna come through and they're gonna change it back, and they haven't. It's something I've grown to dislike more and more with each day. Like, I sit down, I'm like, all right, you know, we might have lost the first game, but first of two. If I lose this next game, then it's a wrap. And more so than even just like, you know, maybe getting salty or just losing to somebody 2-0 that you feel like you could have beaten. Another big thing about it is that, like, if I find somebody that has a good connection and or is close to my skill level, I want to keep playing that person, which I guess all the more reasons, one of the reasons why I'm gonna potentially start leaning back more towards casual matches, which is what I used to do anyway. But like, yeah, it's just a real pain. Like, you find somebody you're like equal in skill level, and if you want the points, then the same thing goes for like earning points, because you get more points from somebody of the same rank. And especially in my case, because y'all know I've talked about it multiple times, and in some of the videos from like months ago, you would see what happened all the time. I get matched up with like Super Saiyan Blues and Super Saiyan Gods and Living Legends all the time, and like, you know, not to sound condescending, but like, it's not worth my time to play those players, because like, for one, they're most of the time they're just gonna get stomped, and then for you guys, it's not really entertaining because you guys know I'm well above that skill level. So it's like, okay, haha, Lotus Wash is a Super Saiyan God, who cares about that? You have 3 times the BP, which, like, yeah, it's just pain. And by making matches first to two, and again, I guess I'm speaking from the perspective of a content creator first and foremost, I guess, more than anything, but like, by making things first to two, it's like, okay, I sat here for an hour and got 3 fights, 2 of them were Super Saiyan Blues. I have to sit here for at least another half hour to find another opponent who's close to my skill level so that this is an interesting video. And then even outside of videos, it's like, yeah, just for the sake of enjoying the game, is like, I now have to spend that much more time fighting lower level players in order to find somebody closer to my level. And it's just, I don't know why they keep making this change. I don't think anybody's asking for it. I don't think anybody likes it. I understand limiting ranked for the sake of not being able to have people farm BP really easily, but like 2 just seems too short to me.
Yeah, I sort of think they should either, I mein, the real nice thing would be to make it so that you can set it to what you want, like how you know, like an offline, like so in the offline settings you can set it to a certain amount of wins. That would be kind of nice for ranked if you could do that, like set it to 3 wins.
Like have previous settings going into it. It's like, okay, this is gonna be a first to 3 or first to 5.
That would be a decent That would be a pretty decent solution. Or they should just switch it back to just play as many as you want. I know they're concerned about people farming too, but like,
to be honest,
it's not that big of a deal.
I don't really think that many people care about other people farming. I know I don't, because honestly, like if you're gonna farm up your rank so that you're higher rank, all you're doing is allowing me to fight a higher ranked opponent. And if you suck, I'm just gonna take the W regardless, and then I'm gonna put you in my YouTube title.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, give me your square, and I'm gonna play you until I take your square, and I'm gonna leave. That's how it works.
Facts. And if nothing else, like if they don't want to change the number of matches, one thing I wish they would do is change the minimum rank that I, as a higher ranked player, can be matched up against. Because with over 3 million BP, I should not be getting matched up with people that have less than 1 million. That's kind of ridiculous in my opinion. Like, no one benefits from that. All right, this guy's getting his shit pushed in and is now not going to want to play the game for the rest of the day. And I'm just not enjoying the match as much. I'm just like, okay, I'll just stomp this guy and on to the next. But that's just me.
Yeah. It's overall, though, I think most people just don't like it. I agree overall. They should change it back.
Another thing I kind of want to talk about, because I just have some random topics I kind of quickly jotted down that I feel like we could discuss, and some things that I've gotten comments about that I feel like I could... Now's as good a time as any to talk about, is tier lists. I see tier lists are hot right now, as they always are, but you know, a lot of people are making them at the moment, and I've kind of come to the conclusion that I don't really care to divulge my opinion on tiers too deeply and post my own tier list anymore, just because, for one, I never feel confident that I have enough knowledge or information on the roster, especially since I don't play most of the characters, in order to accurately describe how I feel about them or where they belong. But I see like Nokami's working on tier lists right now. I think Sonic just posted one a couple days ago. Wawa put out a tier list, and I just, more so than like the actual tiers of the game itself, I mean, we can feel free to talk about it later if you want to, but like, how do you feel about tier lists in general, and then specifically in this game?
So in general, they do matter. I think it's important, and it adds a lot to the game. I get why, like, you go through steps. Like, you always, when you're new, I feel like it's really confusing, because it makes sense that you look at the best players of the game, you see them talking about tiers and who's this tier and that tier, and then you're also going to hear the people who are like, tiers don't matter, just play who you like, blah, blah, blah. And like, I think the important thing is just, you got to understand that like, it's part of every game, it does matter, but it might not matter to you. You should just do what you want to do, but it's good to talk about the characters, what they do, how they go about it, what is the best way for things, like the general best way to win the game. Like, this is why the tier discussions even come up, because it's a discussion about the characters in relation to each other and how they focus in the game. People are kind of quick to make them, though. That's my thing. Like, in my personal experience,
I do also feel like the patch has only been out like, what, a week? Do we really have enough information yet?
It's been out for almost 2 weeks now. It's been out for almost 2 weeks now. So, like, it's kind of early. So usually I have my early impressions. But a lot of people are just like, this is how I feel about the characters, boom, and then they'll revise them overall as time goes on. This is why some people don't take tier lists seriously, because they're like, oh, people just change their minds all the time. Yeah. But it naturally makes sense that your mind can change.
I would say you should be open to have your opinion change on a character when presented with new information, because like, nobody knows everything about every character in any game. So
So in my case, usually I have like my impressions of how I feel, but I'm not like straight up like, this character is this rank, this character is that rank, blah, blah, blah. And then after I get a good amount of time playing the game, this could take 6 months to a year, I kind of like, I'm like, all right, I think it's time I can say how I feel about the characters.
Right. And it's funny too, because like, I had kind of started to get a general idea of where I felt like most characters lie. And I don't know if I was going to put out my own tier list or anything, but I had been revising one like in my head and then like off to the side on like Tier Maker or whatever, like everyone does. But and then we got the patch, and I just completely like, you know, threw everything out of whack, and I'm like, well, I don't know anything anymore. But I think one of the reasons why I dislike tier lists so much, and why I'm growing to dislike them more, is because, well, for one, this is one of the first fighting games I've ever taken as seriously as I have, so it's become like a much more common topic for me to come across and then you get asked about and discuss with other people. But I feel like the people who care the most about tier lists are people who it doesn't really apply to in the first place, and people who don't know what to do with that information. So it's just like, it's just kind of one of those things that was like, it seems like a pointless conversation, sometimes I'm like, I mean, like, why does it matter? Like, because for the most part, like, you know who the best characters in the game are, or at least who most people think the best characters in the game are, and you know the characters that you like, and you're either gonna play what you like or play what everybody else thinks is the best. So I mean, like, I don't know. I just feel like most people that care the most about Chalice are just like not doing anything with the information in the first place. But I guess it's fun to talk about. It's just that it's not fun to talk about with everybody. But that's just me.
Yeah, there are definitely certain tier discussions, and I was actually talking about this the other day, that I really, really hate, despite enjoying talking about tiers, because it's interesting to talk about the characters in the game, especially because they're characters that a lot of people play, they're characters that people don't play at all, they're characters that people say are really good, but then no one plays them in tournaments. So there's interesting discussions to have.
You know, we have a couple of those in fighters, because like everyone's been saying 21 is fucking snapped since season 1, but like, who played 21?
People play her in tournaments though. She's uncommon, but people do play her in tournaments.
But not
the obvious one is
she doesn't get played. Okay, Zamasu for sure, but she doesn't get played as much for as much as she gets gassed up. Because like when you think of like noteworthy 21 players, you have Nokami played her, Leffen. I don't think Sonic even ever played her in tournament, despite always talking about wanting to play her. Right? I mean, they're playing her now, but
Sonic has tried a couple times. There's
Montoy, obviously. Kasuga, and I know there's gonna be a couple of other like really good ones that I'm forgetting about at the moment, but like that's what I'm saying is like I can think of a dozen Bardock players or GT Goku players or Super Saiyan Goku players, but you know, for as much as people always said 21 is really good, I don't see her a whole lot, and Zamasu of course as well, but I think Zamasu being called really good comes more from the casual audience than like, you know, your crowd, like the competitive top level, because I don't really see that many people other than Sonic ever say Zamasu is really good. I mean, and you know, now Kami is notorious for calling Zamasu trash. So
there are people in like other scenes, and I'm aware of it too. That's why like once in a while I try to remind people, like when I say Zamasu is trash, I'm kind of memeing. I don't think he's great. I don't think he's like a super garbage character. But some people are like, when you're telling me, and I'm trying to like win, bro. I'm trying to win. You're telling me to fucking pick Zamasu, right? And I'm looking at the tournament results, and I'm like, who should I play? I see like everyone is winning with Bardock and stuff. I don't see a single Zamasu, and you're telling me no, dude, I'm not gonna do that.
Nah, facts. How about you pick Zamasu? You go with a major, and then I'm like, oh shit, you were right. Zamasu was OP.
It's time. Bandwagon time, bro. Bandwagon time.
Right. No, facts.
The number one discussion I hate though is the which character is worse. Like when say like Jiren, like old Jiren and old Videl, when people are like Videl's worse, Jiren is worse.
We gotta talk about bro. We gotta talk about both of them in a minute here, but go on.
I don't care. I don't care who's worse. I don't care. They're both bad. I don't care. That's it.
Okay,
that's the discussion.
So
they're both bad.
Hey, that's fine by me because I agree. But speaking of Jiren specifically, I feel like since this patch has come out, and I don't know if it's just me, because it very well might just be me because of how vocal I am about Jiren, but I feel like Jiren has been the character that I've gotten asked the most about for my thoughts, which I don't really understand because I don't like Jiren, but I guess that's maybe why so many people are asking me about him, because listen, there's no secret that I think Jiren is the wackest fucking character in this game and in Dragon Ball. I think that nigga is dry as paint. I think that nigga, if he was a color, he would be beige. That nigga is boring as sin. But a lot of people surprisingly like him, and he got some buffs, and a lot of people seem to think he's like really, really strong now. And I guess just to address it to you guys in the comments, I still don't give a fuck about Jiren. I still think that nigga is as whack as I always did. His combos look stupid. He looks stupid. The nigga got no drip, no sauce. And whether he's top tier or not, I don't care. And I don't give a fuck if Axice or Coach Steve beat my ass with Jiren. I'ma still think the character's whack. Because I've seen some people talk about, I can't wait till a good Jiren player humbles him. Nigga, ain't nothing to be humble about. The character's lame. If I lose, the better player just won. That's all it is. But I digress.
Jiren right now, like, I think is okay. I think he's just like okay. He went from like not playable to like okay. They sped up his 2L. Okay, big deal. I mean, like, I guess it's the medium scaling button, so that's not bad. They made all his counters better. Not, I mean, I guess he kind of needed it, but that's not solving necessarily the issue that character has. His counters still lose to the same stuff. That's the thing.
Yeah, like I can still just vanish your counter on reaction. Like, like at him being able to counter Dragon Rush was mad random, I guess, but
it's not. If you think about it, it's not that random. If you think about it.
Elaborate.
It's a frame. They basically just gave him a frame 4 reversal, just straight up. it just happens to be
okay.
counter.
It that definitely does
just
fall
think
in
of it as a
line
frame
with
forward,
that.
it makes a lot of
That
sense.
makes a lot more sense with like their general design philosophy for the game as of late, with giving all these characters frame forward reversals. I didn't think about it that way, and that's why I'm glad to have you here on the show. See, this is the type of thinking you get from a player like LordNat. Which, by the way, if you guys don't already follow him, if you're not already subscribed to him, links to his socials and his Twitch and YouTube will be in the description down below. He makes a ton of great and very helpful content, and as long as he's one of the coolest people I've met, you know, in this community, so I highly recommend it. But yeah, I didn't think about it that way, because that does make a lot of sense, because like, you know, base Vegeta rocket kick, base Goku elbow, and there's more, I'm sure, but like, yeah, 4-frame reversals have becoming increasingly common, and lariats are becoming more common too. They're giving more and more characters the ability to have a, you know, just for comparison's sake, a Bardock style move where you're just like a quick get in move. Because I don't know if it's always been like this, but I think Videl, like her medium and her heavy Rekka, maybe it's just because I haven't played her in so long, but they seem like they have more range and are faster than I remember them being. And I don't remember if and when that was changed.
They made a lot of them faster. Like hers, they made a bunch of her traveling moves faster and like travel further, recover faster. Bardock, like, this is something I want to talk about. Like, Bardock literally changed the game when he came out. Like, he changed the game a lot.
Facts.
Like, characters had that type of move already. Like, they already had that, straight up. But that move, that 236L on the ground, is the best one in the game. Like, no question.
Still.
And it's so good that they had to give more characters them, or they had to buff other characters.
And it's crazy thinking about how good it is, because it was significantly better when he came out.
Yeah, it was better than that before, too. That's the thing. It was better.
-1 on block, jailed into vanish, just...
That move was so goddamn good that they had to buff everybody else's to like, so that it lines up with what he does in the game, because of that's how good it is, and so many people were playing him for that tool. You know what I mean? That's like one of his best neutral tools. It's actually crazy when you think about it, because now we're all used to everyone playing Bardock and like everyone having these type of moves, but like before, you didn't really play neutral moves like that because a character just didn't have one, or like it was kind of slow, or it didn't go that far or something. And Bardock pulls up with his 10 frame.
It's funny because like that actually is how like a lot of characters can play neutral now. And I remember it's funny. I remember one time I was playing online, right? And I wasn't streaming or anything. I was just playing by my dolo. And I ran into Chris G. And I guess this must have been back when Chris G was still on the East Coast, right? And I'm playing, I don't remember what team exactly I was playing, but I remember I was, of course, playing Bardock and Trunks. I just don't remember if I was playing 18 or Goku Black or whoever at the time. But I remember I was playing Bardock and Trunks, and this is funny you bring it up, because I remember I was fighting him, and obviously Chris G is a phenomenal player, way better than I could ever be. But I remember like his biggest criticism of me, and like what blew his mind when I was playing, was like, bro, this guy's entire neutral is just lariat plus assist. And I'm like, you're fucking right, it is. Nigga, what you mean?
Right,
you see who I'm playing?
Done,
my entire neutral was just lariat plus assist, and that's still a large part of how I play Bardock. It's just like, why would I not? It's so good.
Everybody plays Bardock. It's mad good.
Yeah, it's
why,
really
why
good.
would you pick him if you can't do that? Like,
Facts. I just remember watching the stream, and I thought about it, and I just laughed, because I was like, damn, he kind of right. But like, you damn right.
Blame him. It's there.
Another random thing I kind of want to touch on just real fast, because I don't really have a whole lot to say on this, and I don't really think you do either. I get asked every single day, Lotus, what character do you think is coming next for the DLC? Lotus, if you could pick anybody for the next DLC character, who would you choose? And I've addressed it multiple times, and enough to the point where I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I just ignore it now when I see it, just because I'm just tired of answering it over and over again. But I'll say it one more time here in this video. I don't really care. I have all the characters I wanted the most. Like, deadass, if you go back and watch like old throwback videos, like videos before the game came out and like when the game first came out that I made, Bardock was my #1 character I wanted. Bardock is genuinely one of my favorite characters in all of Dragon Ball. Him and Trunks. That's why I play them. That's why I play them both. And ever since I got Bardock, everything else has kind of just been icing. And most of the characters I've asked for, like Janemba or DBS Broly and even Gogeta, although I kind of regret that one, have all been added to the game. Videl and Kefla even, which, you know, Videl kind of surprised me that she made it in, and Kefla is a character I don't play enough, but I do really enjoy. But at this point, it's like, only characters that aren't in the game that I would really like to see are two characters that I don't think will ever be added, and that's Tapion and the future Gohan. Other than that, like, I don't really care. I really don't care. Unless they want to add Super Saiyan 4s, but I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'm the same energy as you. So now I have 3 characters. I have 3 things I go to when I get this question now. Answer number 1 is Lab Coat 21.
I feel it. I feel you.
That's answer number one. Number two is Ribrion, because people get tight when you say that.
Okay,
and they
but
get
she
really
has like
upset.
mad moves they could work with. That character could be actually sick though.
Yeah, but people they're like, what the fuck's wrong with you? And I'm like, why not? They put this Janemba character, this Dragon Quest character in the game, so like why not put Ribrion? They could put an idol character in the game, it's fine. And then number three is whoever the people want, so that they're happy. Because I'm like,
no, fuck
they
that.
added Trunks already.
The people.
They added Trunk already. I don't care.
No,
I don't care who they add.
I feel you, but fuck them kids. The people got what they want. They wanted Roshi, they got him. I don't want any more fan requests from the general public.
I was like, that's sick, bro.
Nah, I'm glad that
if someone is happy that they add a character, then that's like
all jokes aside, I'm glad that so many people finally got what they wanted, because like I said, I've gotten more than my fair share of characters that I would have liked to see in the game, including ones that I don't play. So even if Roshi isn't that popular, which I don't think he will be because of his high skill ceiling, or at least the high skill ceiling I think he has, it doesn't really matter, because like I don't main Kefla or Videl or Janemba or Gogeta or Devious Broly, but they're all characters I want to see. But you know, is what it is.
It is what it is, yeah.
Speaking of mains,
Uh-oh.
Lord Knight, you know, I gotta talk about it real quick, man. You're abandoning us.
Don't do this. Don't do this.
Listen, no, you don't do this, man. Nah, I don't blame you, bro. You gotta do what you believe is best. You gotta follow your brain and not necessarily your heart. But for those of you who haven't heard, Lord Knight, my sensei, the one who has taught me in the art of the blade, may be abandoning Trunks in favor of Gotenks, and honestly switching two of his characters, because he's dropping Base Vegeta potentially as well, it seems.
No, he's gone. I'm sorry.
Yeah, understandably so. I mean, Base Vegeta is really good, but your current team also just kind of gets to just destroy people a lot easier, it seems. Oh, I experienced that firsthand.
You gotta play it. No, you gotta play it with Roshi. I'm playing Roshi. So you haven't played the Roshi team.
Have I not? Oh, I didn't know, because you were playing Base Goku Broly. I gotta imagine it's even worse, because like you hadn't labbed that much with Base Goku up to that point, and Roshi's B assist is another nightmare entirely. It's funny, I ain't gonna go too hard on it, but I just want to reiterate that y'all memed Bardock B to death, and largely in part due to no Kami. I don't care what he says, he got that assist nerf, doesn't matter. Roshi B assist is just Bardock with guard point. Like
it's not true.
I mean, it's got the same hit stun, the same block stun, and guard point. This is all I mean.
Yeah, but we gotta be careful how we say these things.
I mean,
you know what I mean? Bardock B is a homing missile, right?
It was.
If Roshi B had all that stuff and it tracked to you wherever you were, then that'd be some shit. But it does not do that. Just like Bardock B, it has flaws. Even the old Bardock B had flaws.
Oh, for sure. I mean, everything has its flaws.
To recognize it. It is easier to just nerf the thing I hate rather than learn how to beat the thing I hate.
That's a very common thing I see get brought up as well, as people asking about what nerfs would I want to see, or if I could nerf this or nerf that, how would I do it? And like, for a long while, my response is usually, I don't know, I'd rather just get better at playing around it. Like, I'm notorious, everybody knows I hate Broly, I hate Vegito, I hate UI Goku. I always struggle against those characters. UI Goku's a character I've learned to hate more and more recently, but Broly and Vegito, I've disliked them ever since they came out. Always struggled in those matchups. Broly has gotten better as a character and way more popular, and Vegito is everywhere as well online. So it's just like, I never said I wanted to see those characters nerfed, or they should be nerfed, they need to be anything. I'm usually just like, no, I just suck at this matchup, I need to improve. And that's a mindset I don't feel like is very common, in like my neck of the woods, or at my level of play. And it's something I wish I could get more people to understand or see, but I don't really know how to go about doing that.
It is hard.
Yeah.
It is hard. Like in my case, straight up, if I say that I think something should be nerfed, that should tell you it's really, really broken. Like it's really, really stupid.
I believe it. I gotta imagine your tolerance for bullshit is a lot higher, especially with your fighting in background.
Yeah. Like, cause I could take, like, right now in the game, like any time, for instance, like UI. So I talked to people about UI yesterday. I think UI is really good, and I think he's in a really good spot. But I don't really think he should be nerfed. I think he's fine as a character, and people always bug out. They're like, bro, his jab though.
Okay,
I'm like, that might be that big too, though.
That might be my fault. but I mean, it just always catches me off guard. But that's another thing, is that
if you play a character that can't beat his knockdown though, then I'm sorry for you.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when that type of character is good.
Yeah.
You got to play it. something that beats it,
Hey.
or you gotta figure out something.
Hey, y'all,
Take it to the lab, brother.
y'all know what I say. It be like that when it be like that. Especially when it be like that. But honestly, I can sit here and talk all day because honestly, I had a couple more things jotted down, but I think that's actually going to be sufficient for today's video. However, if you would like to hear me talk more with Lord Knight, maybe not only Lord Knight, but some other members in the community as well, like maybe Nokami, maybe Supernoon, The Kill Sage, Rhymestyle, Dato Doya, whoever, YouTube content creator, streamer, or top player. Maybe I get some things working, and y'all can let me know if you'd be interested in hearing and seeing something like that in the comments down below. And if you would, be sure to smash that like button. You feel me? But yeah, I think that's actually where I'm going to wrap things up for today. Any closing thoughts or remarks you'd like to give to the people?
Follow me.
Definitely,
I wasn't ready.
Definitely
I
follow.
was definitely using the soundboard. The soundboard was closing out while you're saying that. I had the yes circle. I was not actually ready and prepared to say something.
It's all good. It's all good.
Just don't forget that like and subscribe button, they're both free, friends. So just
Facts. So with all that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hit this video with a like if you enjoy it. Subscribe if you haven't already, so you can stay tuned for all awesome content I want to bring you. I already said the wrong line first before I... Yeah, outros are hard. Y'all don't do YouTube. Shut up. Anyway, nothing happened to Sweet the Bat. Later.